Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Dishonored. Our mission today is not to assassinate anyone this time. Well, actually, it's not so much that we can't assassinate anyone. It's just that the goal is not to neutralize anyone. We're free to get to and to accomplish our goal in any means we see fit as usual. It's just that our target this time is, well, it's going to be a kidnapping, to put it in the least charitable way possible. An abduction, a kidnapping, a spiriting away, a disappearing. Our target is Confronting Sokolov. He is the royal physician of Dunwall. He is very well taken care of and his research is well furnished by the Regency. He's given a pretty lavish apartment and research complex, and all of the scientific freedom he could possibly ask for. And what he does with that freedom is use the Dunwall citizens as lab rats for his elixir experiments. Specifically, the elixir that he is trying to create, and that the Regency of Dunwall has put a lot of faith in him for, is the creation of an elixir that will cure the Weeper / rat plague. That has not proven effective so far. He has, if I recall correctly, killed a lot of people in pursuit of that cure. And I wish the game went a little bit further in asking whether or not that cost can possibly be justified. That human cost. They aren't willing participants. They aren't willing test subjects either. Which further draws this towards being ethically abhorrent. But then again, if you can cure potentially millions of people of a devastating, nigh-apocalyptic plague,
citizens and visitors to our
would that be justified like this? So rather than going around the other side of this door, finding the other way in, we're gonna break this son of a bitch down because the tooltip does not say it's unbreakable. Sword is proving difficult. Gunshot, no problem. It basically disintegrated.
Curfew will end tomorrow morning at sunrise.
But there is a lot of, do the means justify the ends in this game. I think the execution of that is a little bit clumsy because they go to so many extremes on both ends of the spectrum. I mean, I started this episode by saying that we are going to kidnap someone. That's a really important thought. We've spent the game... well, so far we haven't actually assassinated any of our targets. We didn't assassinate the High Overseer. We didn't assassinate the Pendletons. Was the fate that we gave them even worse? We branded... Ooh, shit. We're gonna have to... Speaking of nasty, gruesome fates... Whew. Well, at least one of them is asleep. The other are more permanently asleep. For the High Overseer, we branded him a heretic. I mean, the physical act of that, we stuck a hot brand on his face. And then the rest of the implications of that is nobody is allowed to assist him. He's going to be impoverished, starving, begging for the rest of his life. Was he a bad enough person to deserve that? The Pendletons had their tongues cut out and they're forced to work in their own minds, which there's an aspect of poetic justice to it, but it's still really gruesome and just mean.
Citizens and visitors to
then again, they're sex slavers. You see what I mean about how there's such extremes here that it's so extreme as to be cartoonish, that it's so divorced from reality that the consequences don't weigh as heavily on you, I think. So yeah, I think the execution of some of the moral ambiguity or the questions they try to force you to consider is a little clumsy.
Well now, Mr. Pratchett, even a wealthy man like you needs the city watch. Gangs are cutting throats and smashing windows left and right, and the weepers, excuse me, the plague victims are worse. Are you saying the Lord Regent is wrong for imposing curfew?
It won't do you any good to bait me, officer. But don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll profit. A smart man can come out ahead, even in the time of plague.
Sure, like that Sokolov. He's doing fine. Always a lot of exotic items coming and going from his place. Keeps this place running, at least for now.
Yes. If by exotic you mean foul-smelling as a witch's bottom, the royal physician will be fine too until he crosses the wrong man.
I would love to hear the perspective of some moral philosophers.
They never shine up his shoes as much as he likes.
Like, I'd actually really like to hear Joyful Owl's opinion on this game, since she knows quite a bit about philosophy. Might be her major? I don't remember off the top of my head. Either way, I would love to get her perspective. So Joy, if you're listening, feel free to chime in about the ethics of this game and what they're going for. I mean, I'll do a longer piece on this later in the LP, once we have a little bit more to work off of. I'll talk about a few different schools of moral philosophy and how they relate to this game. What? Oh shit! I didn't realize he was going to come up the stairs immediately. Again, we are kind of invaders in his apartment. Mr. Pratchett! It's nice they made him an actual character in this. Since we've been seeing his namesake all over the place. With all the Pratchett tinned food, and we actually approached Pratchett's sign on that gondola. Saw for a while comments saying that that the Dishonored team must have been big Terry Pratchett fans. Yeah, it shows. It's pretty obvious. There was something else that tipped everyone off aside from the obvious name, though. I think there's a couple of Discworld references slipped in here. So the combination for this safe is 473. It's one of the few safes in the game that I just remember the combination to outright, because there's a rune in here. But also, the way that you would normally go about getting that combination is to solve a small puzzle. Is the hint in here? No, this is about the Isle of Morley. I think this is the hint. Yeah, the way to the truth starts in the crowded streets. And there's tips about 3 different paintings scattered around his apartment. One of them mentioned this ship here. There's this, this should be the second one that was mentioned in that note because there's a 7 on it. The 7 being the second digit in that combination. So if you look for the paintings specifically referenced in that note, each of them will have a number. But then again, so will all the other paintings in the apartment. So you're looking for those particular ones.
Beneath the stone blocks, and die building a structure.
I guess we're not getting that. We fell into a really awkward spot and caught an even more awkward ledge.
Did you see the technical officer before coming on duty?
Yeah, he came too early. Made us all touch the charger and left the
Okay, good. We can't lose any more men to the arc pylons. Touch the charger before your shift when the duty officer brings it by, and the arc pylon won't fry you.
Those things? Give me the willies, sir.
You'll be thankful when Slackjaw's boys come down the street to slit your ricker. It'll be fun to watch them turn to ash. There was a time when we didn't need these things to keep a gang of kids down. I think since the plague, none of you expects to live past 20. So why be scared of anything?
By the way, I would spy on that conversation with the spyglass, and it actually enhances your hearing too, which I think is just a gameplay contrivance. They aren't alerted to me, by the way. There's a gang of Slackjaw's boys who are approaching them, and it's meant to show you how the arc pylon works. But while they're distracted, I get to come over here and I can use the rewire tool to rewire said arc pylon. It's just a big Tesla coil. It electrocutes and disintegrates anything that comes near it that is not attuned to it. So what we just did by rewiring it is change the attunement so that those guards are no longer safe next to the pylon. There are a couple of ways past pylons like that. You can usually just circumvent them entirely, going around. You can rewire them as I did, or, as we'll see later, you can also possess guards who are already attuned to it. You can also, like this, depower it by taking the whale oil out of the receptacle. What was I saying? Oh, this is a good chance to show human possession and getting around the pylons this way. It's really a fun trick to do. Okay, so about the spyglass. You can hear conversations better with the spyglass on top of seeing things. Oh, he just projectile vomited into the air as a side effect of having his soul possessed. Cool. For some reason, on the PC version, the control on the controller for the spyglass does not work for me. So we haven't been able to see that. And I also cannot hit left alt, which is the default key binding for it, while I have the controller plugged in. And I actually don't like playing Dishonored on mouse and keyboard, oddly enough. So we're kind of stuck with that problem, unfortunately. It's not the biggest hindrance, but it is an unfortunate reality. And we are coming up on the drawbridge station. We're heading there. I believe this is just lifting an elevator. Creates a different platform, a different route for us to take, or makes something easier. Not exactly sure, to be honest. We're approaching the spotlights. We need to kill these so that Samuel isn't spotted as he ferries Sokolov and I away once we accomplish that. So we're just taking care of something ahead of time. Getting a head start on our escape route, on securing it. Oh shit. And you know what? I will admit, fuck. I'm definitely going a little fast. I'm getting a little bit sloppy because I have such a mammoth number of videos to record today to get ready for back-to-back trips. So that there'll still be stuff up while I'm away. And this is my last video for today. This is the 5th one. It's going to be way worse when I get back from Boston. Because I'll have 6 days once I get back to get about 15 videos ready? No, 14. But I think 2 of those are going to be stream archives of Yakuza. So it's more like 12. It's still a lot of preparation. Yeah, try not to cut too many corners, though. Sometimes those sloppy moments, you know, the less clean gameplay can lead for some interesting improvisation, though. Where you really have to fall back on your wits and your ingenuity and your reactions, rather than planning ahead. Oop, no, what am I doing? Oh, I was cooking a grenade. I had a grenade out. Okay. So ideally, I would like to bounce from wheel to wheel to wheel. Hmm? Concerned he might spot me, though. Oh! Like I said, we have a wall of light up ahead, which, just like the arc pylons, will disintegrate me. So, am I gonna make it through that in time? I may have another problem on my hands. No, I'll make it. Good. Good. Get over to the right, so I'm not spotted. Super perfect. Aside from dropping dead in front of another guard and having to, you know, slit his throat a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a tiny slit. A little nick. Oh, shit. I did not realize there was a gap. That was not me rushing. That was me, not being observant. Another excellent chance to make use of that very good possession skill, though. I invested a lot of runes into. Between level 1 and level 2 together, that's 8 runes. And we still have a lot of fun stuff to play with. I think I want to go for the Zawarudo skill next. This is the best way around here. I think we're going to go through the dilapidated apartments over here. I don't know if I'll go after that rune. The conversation's probably not super audible. Oh, now it is.
We have done our job. You know, guardsman, I don't care for you very much.
Possess the Overseer. I was trying to keep quiet so you could at least focus on the subtitles of the conversation. I don't know if it was such a good idea bringing this guard this far forward. I think I maybe should have abandoned him right after I opened the door up. Yeah. Oh, come on.
What's happening?
Oh, it's being a little bit buggy. There we go. Now comes the tricky part, because I don't know where I can dump this guy without this guard discovering him. Ooh. Might have to just take care of him. Hello? This must be because Corvo is so dummy thick. The clap of his ass cheeks keeps alerting the overseers.
I know you're here.
Shit, yep. So, let's just solve this problem. Like this. Oh, I'm a sneezy boy today. I don't know if this will last past this wall.
Hey, you don't look so...
Ooh. Well, you go now. He shot me through his friends.
Wake up. You hear me? I'm fine.
So fun fact, there is potential friendly fire on the bullets that the enemies fire. We will show one really nifty circumstance under which that can come into play off once we have another power. You can set up some really elaborate kills that way. What is this dude doing? Thought he got stuck there for a second in an infinite, like, semi-alert state. This is a good time to pass under. And this is all Sokolov's place. This is all furnished by the region government. We're steadily making our way to him. I don't think we have too many more guards in the way to alert with the sound of the clap of our ass cheeks. God, that will never not be funny. David Hayter is a blessing, and so is that whole video clip. Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards. Like, it's so wonderful.
I now turn my hopes and energies to Formula 25, which in conjunction with a high heat therapy, which came to me most vividly in a dream last night, has great potential according to the latest celestial alignment. As for test subject 312, after the characteristic sloughing of the skin, she should be dead by mid-morning tomorrow. Awake, I see. How are you feeling?
Much worse. Do I have the plague? Please, sir, I don't want to die.
Hush now, no one's going to die. You are much improved, Number 312. The formula I administered to you is working exactly as it should. I cannot let you go yet, because I have not finished with my study. But tomorrow will make all the difference.
Really? You'll release me tomorrow. I'm not gonna die.
Yes. Tomorrow, I will have the guards remove you from this cell. Late morning, perhaps.
But the pain. Can't you give me something for the pain?
I do have many pain remedies, yes, but alas, I cannot give you any. They could interfere with my research. You should thank me. Soon we will have a cure for this terrible disease, thanks to all my hard work and dedication.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Anton Sokolov. He knew me once, and did much to set me on my path. Many seek the bridge for solace. Ruined men, abandoned women, and plague victims have all left from here. Yes, Sokolov's a foreigner, with the looks and manner of a Tivian swineherd, but he is also a great genius. Not all his knowledge was gleaned from academy books. Some is gained from the maidservants he beds. What the aristocracy will pay for a portrait painted by Anton Sokolov. If only they knew how much he detests them. The crushed minerals, farm animals.
How did you get past all the guards?
Mysteries.
Your tattoo
All
is
these
quite
and more
unusual.
are necessary for his
It is
experience.
reminiscent of markings I've studied on cave walls far from the city. Who sent you? Piero? That jealous fool. There's no need to be his laphound. You and I can come to an agreement. One that I'm sure will please you more than anything Piero dreamed up. Who are you? What is it you... Honey? Elixir against the plague? I don't know how you got past all the defenses, but I think I can assume if you wanted me dead, well, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Everything within my power to give you is yours. If you'll just let me go. I can see you are an intelligent man, so you understand there will be repercussions if you should harm me. I am the royal physician, head of the Academy of Natural Philosophy. Stay back! Have you no heart? Please!
The city owes much to this great
Before you
mind.
do anything rash, I
Let
think...
him drink and find company where he can. The air is heavy and stale. Some acrid powders still linger. Sokolov sees the captain at the helm and the tusked Leviathan. What do you see in stars? I will be glad to rest. I smell bones in the pylons, blood beneath the stone blocks, and die building structure. Many seek the bridge for solace. Ruined men, abandoned women, and plague victims have all left from here.
Thank you, whoever you are. He kept me in a cage, like an animal. Pain is horrible right now, so I'll just hide in a corner and leave when I'm feeling better.
So she is probably not making it out of that corner, unfortunately, but at least her last few hours will be free. And that's something. Some small mercy, I guess. Sokolov is doing something that might turn out to be a net positive. It might save a lot of people, but he is a pretty goddamn awful person.
You made a neat job of it. Drop him here and we'll be off.
And that's going to do it for now. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, everyone.